Hello, this is Lady Boulay, and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for your thumbs up, for your comments, and thank you for sharing the videos. Thank you for all you do to support the channel. And yes, we are commanded to love one another, whether we want to or not, or whether we agree with each other or not. So I will say that if you are an immigrant to the United States, and it doesn't matter if you're legal or illegal, you're coming here under false advertising, because I believe the narrative that people are getting around the world is that America is free to everybody, you're safe, and everybody is welcome. I believe that that is the narrative that people are getting because that's how they behave when they get here. I also believe that they've gotten the narrative that the only problems in the United States of America are problems that are created by black people. So people then come here to be on the side of the white people. Okay, no harm, no foul. But they don't get the underlying system that's at work in America, and that is the system of racism. So racism is alive and well in America, but it is hurtful, it is harsh, and nobody wants to deal with it. So if you are a non-white person coming to America through immigration, legal or illegal, the only way that you're going to really understand it is it has to hit you in the face, and you have to get that wake-up call. And apparently everybody has to get it on an individual level because they don't learn from each other. For instance, Indians wouldn't learn from Ann Coulter telling Vivek Ramaswamy that she wouldn't vote for him because he was Indian. See, the other Indians wouldn't get that. Everybody got to have the individual wake-up call. And this is not something that America should be proud of, but it is the reality of living in America. And not to say that all Americans are racist. I'm not going to say that. But enough of them are for it to be a problem in this country. This is J.D. Vance and his wife. Donald Trump has selected J.D. Vance to be vice president nominee for the Republican Party. Now, his wife is Indian, and here comes the wake-up call.
J.D. Vance also has a non-white wife, an Indian wife, and a kid named Vivek. All his kids have Indian names. So it's like, what exactly are we getting here? And that's not a dig at him just because I'm a racist or something. But it's like, who is this guy really? Do we really expect that the guy who has an Indian wife and named their kid Vivek is going to support white identity? Like, there's a white genocide going on in the world. White people are being systematically replaced in America and Europe through immigration and to a much lesser extent due to intermarrying. This guy has a non-white wife and a kid named Vivek. This guy is going to be a defender of white identity? I don't think so. This guy's going to defend American identity? If he does, it's going to be no better than any of these other civic nationalists like Vivek Ramaswamy. How else could you countenance American identity if you have a mixed up family like that?
This is Nick Fuentes, and he made clear what his concerns are. He is concerned about white identity, and that does not include an Indian. Now, the Indians call themselves Caucasians, but as one content creator said, they might be Caucasians, but they're not white. So you see where this is going. This is right-wing conservative commentator Matt Walsh, and he is also disappointed and disapproves of a vice presidential nominee being married to an Indian woman, saying that marriage to an Indian woman was a sign of cultural decline. The right-wingers are also referencing the fact that there is a low birth rate among white people globally. They are calling it a genocide, but it's really not a genocide. It's a genocide when somebody else wipes out your population. Nobody is wiping out their population. They just have a low birth rate. They're not having enough children. And the rest of us really don't have anything to do with that. But they feel like J.D. Vance ought to be doing something to help the problem, not doing something to contribute to the decline of white people in America. So here's a headline from Newsweek magazine. MAGA makes racist attacks against J.D. Vance's wife. See? All that being a model minority and going to school and making these high test scores and making the most money, Indians, they say, are the highest earning immigrants in the United States, and all that practicing to be white just to get to the Republican National Convention and have a racist attack made on you because you're not white. This article says, extremist figures and members of the Make America Great Again movement have criticized the wife of Ohio Senator J.D. Vance after former President Donald Trump named him as his running mate in the 2024 election. It's really not fair to criticize this woman. If they were going to criticize somebody, it should be Donald Trump for picking someone who was married to a non-white woman. And then J.D. Vance knows how these people are. He's from Ohio, from Appalachia, so he knows how they are. So it's on him that he will put his wife through that. That's how I see it. Usher Vance, the daughter of Indian immigrants, was raised in San Diego before meeting her husband at Yale Law School. They were married in 2014 and later blessed by a Hindu pundit in a separate ceremony, the New York Times reported. In the wake of Trump's vice presidential announcement on Monday, numerous conservatives and far-right figures have taken to social media to launch racist attacks against Usher Vance because of her Indian heritage and the assumption that her influence on her husband's political career means the Republican Party will be softer on immigration. I'm sure this guy's going to be great on immigration. Jaden McNeil, a far-right activist and the founder of America First Students, wrote on X, formerly Twitter, while sharing a picture of the Vances with their newborn baby. So they're going to weaponize the baby too. That's really kind of awful. Nick Fuentes, a white supremacist who visited Trump at his Mar-a-Lago home along with rapper Kanye West in November 2022, suggested that Vance would not be a defender of white identity because of his wife's Indian heritage. And I played that video at the beginning of this video. So these white nationalists are not making any secret about how they feel about this marriage and this vice presidential pick. Vincent James Fox, who was present at the January 6, 2021 attack on the Capitol, wrote on X, J.D. Vance gets tapped as VP and immediately there's a Hindu prayer at the RNC. Next, we'll see Senator Mike Lee and J.D. Vance team up to convince Trump to let in 10 million Indian immigrants. Green cards on diplomas. Well, the white conservatives and white nationalists and Make America Great Againers are not pleased with the fact that the vice president nominee's wife is of Indian descent, because now they have expanded their dislike to include religions that are not Christianity. So the Indians are mostly Hindus, and this woman is a Hindu. So now they've decided they don't want any Hindus in the neighborhood. They don't want any Hindus in government. So all of this is going to be very interesting for us to see how it all shakes out. And I shall be getting a front row seat to see. Okay, y'all? Let me know what you think about this video. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment. Share the video. And as always, have a great day.